What's going on, everybody? Trev Wilson here. Welcome back to the Bourbon Wrench. Today we have another episode of Booze News. Breaking booze, the whiskey advocate, which is like the New York Times of whiskey. Just kind of made that up, but they just released their 2022 top 20 whiskeys of the year. You know, lists, whiskey lists, the top this, the top that, they are all totally subjective to the person writing it, the person tasting it, the YouTuber, the channel. It's all on them in their personal opinions. The difference with something like the Whiskey Advocate is that it is exposed to a lot of people. A lot of people see this. A lot of people get to see the top 20 list. That being said, it can be a good thing, it can be a bad thing. You know, some of the bottles are good, some of the bottles are questionable. What I figured we would do today is go through and personally critique the list, at least the bourbons and the ryes, you know, the whiskeys that this channel actually has to deal with. All of the other ones, you know, sorry, that's just not what we do over here. But we're gonna go through their list and we're gonna see what they ranked, which bottle, and why. So without further ado, let's head on over to their website. They have a nice little article here describing more about how they grade and rank these things. It's actually makes me feel a lot better after reading this little list. So each year, Whiskey Advocate Buying Guide reviewers collectively sample hundreds of whiskeys. These include rare and extremely limited releases, as well as new and emerging labels that will find their way to shelves across the nation. To determine our top 20, we begin by looking at only whiskeys that rated outstanding. However, the top 20 is not simply a collection of our highest rated whiskeys, because many of those are so limited, they would be impossible for most readers to locate or purchase. Therefore, in addition to quality, based on the score, our selection also prioritizes value based on price and availability. So I will try and think about that, you know, in terms of the quality and the price and the availability. That's, you know, things that I take into account, because as a small YouTube channel, I don't get a lot of the allocated stuff. So I'm just a dude going out hunting bourbon like everyone else. So let's scroll up. We're just gonna go from 20 up to 1. And every time we come across a rye or a bourbon, we will stop and talk about it. Again, because there's a lot. You know, they got these Scott Speyside. You know, I don't know what that is. So the first one, number 18 on this list, Hardin's Creek, Colonel James B. Beam, 2 years old. I mean, I guess you can click on it. So we'll do that. We'll click on it. We kind of get a little breakdown about each of these bottles. You know, right off the rip, I'm totally dismantling that sentence that made me question everything. You know, they talked about availability. I've never seen this, definitely won't see this. I think this was part of, you had to get this one and some other bottle, which was super absurdly priced. This is a 2-year-old bourbon priced at $80. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Like, did we feel bad for Jim Beam? Did we feel bad that the people who make Knob Creek made a 2-year-old bourbon charge more than Knob Creek? Nothing that's 2 years old should cost $80. This is where they're pushing the limits. This bottle to me almost is like, let's see what we can get away with. And if we do, now we can start pushing it. I don't like that. 2 years old, $80. Booker's is 6 years old and they're already charging $100. So what were you trying to push the envelope so now Booker's can be $150? I don't like it. I don't like the idea behind this bottle, and I don't like the idea of this even making the list. It makes me start questioning why this is on the list. Enough of that. That just set the tone for the rest of the video. I'm already ranting. The next bourbon is the Bardstown Bourbon Company Collaborative Series Plantation Rum Barrel Finished. You know, I don't know much about this, but, you know, I gotta look. I come on here, I look for certain things. This is the Bardstown Bourbon Company bottles, like these special bottles they do. They're around, you know, 120, 150, 160. This is in the price range, so nothing out of the ordinary there. The next thing I see, though, Origin Tennessee. This is all Tennessee whiskey. Let me read a little bit more about this because, again, I don't have this, so I can't tell you if this is or is not a 15th place. But we can break things down and make an educated decision. The first thing, let's just skip all this. This 10-year-old Tennessee bourbon spent 22 months in plantation rum. So this is 10-year-old Tennessee bourbon, 22 months in rum barrels. The first question I would have is, where are they getting their Tennessee bourbon? Because something like Dickel, you know, there's a lot of Dickel haters out there. I like Dickel, but then again, I also have a 17-year-old Dickel that cost me $60. So when I start seeing a full Tennessee blend at a price of $160, I start questioning why. Where is that price? Is the price going into the name? This is our collaborative series, so therefore you have to pay $160. I don't know. But a rum finished bourbon, that sounds pretty good. I think the issue with this one to me would probably be the price. I don't know if that's reflective of what's in there. They gave it a score of 93, which again is crazy. These are not readily available either. You can't just go and get one of these, you know? Like, you just don't go to your local store and like, oh, there it is. So again, their whole argument of price and availability and quality, I don't know. Maybe they live in Bardstown. Let's go on to the next one over. The blackened Rye the Lightning double cast Madeira and rum finished. You know, 14th place. This one is one I have definitely tried. I'm a huge Metallica fan. Come on, Blackened, one of the best songs ever. Master of Puppets is probably the greatest song written and probably one of the top albums ever made. You know, huge Metallica fan. This rye, again, it's good. I think the finishes, the Madeira and the rum finished, I think maybe they were trying to come into this game to compete with something like Midwinter Night's Dram. With the finishing and the rum, the price, $70. Fair, I guess. I just think there are way better rye finishes. Even some that came out this year. The Midwinter's bottles this year, I think, are fantastic. I think the Doc Swenson's Alter Ego Rye, it's cheaper than this, it's finished, and it's amazing. I think this one, to me, is more so the price. I don't think it's a $70 rye. I think it's more of a $40, $45 rye that they're riding the Metallica hype train in getting away with it and making 14th on a list. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't hate on the blackened bottles. I think they're good. I just think they're overpriced. So let's move on with that one. Because I'm being so negative. Like, when are we going to get to a good bottle that I agree with? Sweeten's Cove. Sweeten's Cove, Tennessee Toasted Sugar Maple Wood Finished. Okay. I will say, at first I saw this and I thought it was that other Sweeten's Cove that was like $200, and I about blew a gasket. I haven't actually tried this one. I will say, I'll take a step back because I was fully expecting to destroy this. I don't know if I've really heard much of it, but what I do like, and by like, I mean I really, really like it, this is $60. The other Sweeten's Cove is like $1.99. I think this bottle is them reflected, like they've learned. Like, okay, maybe we can't rip people off for $200 and put out a crappy product. So I'm not saying that this one's going to be any good, but at least they've learned. Origin, Kentucky, and Tennessee. So again, they're probably getting some Dickel and they're blending in whoever the heck they're sourcing from Kentucky. I'm sure it's fine. 55.35 ABV. That could be worth trying, but I think this is probably a better representation of other things Sweetens Cove. Hopefully. Let's move on to the next one, which I definitely have. I have this bottle. The Nelson Bros. This is the Belle Meade replacement. And I bought this bottle. I think they did a very good representation of... I don't want to say they're replacing Belle Meade. I mean, they're switching it out. They're switching over to the Nelson Bros. It tastes very similar to what we got with Belle Meade. It's not like they just dropped the Belle Meade name and just went to all of their stuff. And it even says right here, origin, Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. The bottle definitely doesn't reflect where it came from or who actually made it. I think it's just kind of up in the air. They're saying it's a blend of Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. I can definitely see that when drinking it because it reminds me a lot of the Belle Meade. So if you like Belle Meade, at least go get this bottle relatively soon before they start doing all of their own stuff or whatever they plan on doing. I think the Nelson Bros cask strength is totally on par with what we were used to with Belle Meade. So I recognize this bottle right here. Gosh dang it. The Blue Note Juke Joint Uncut, Unfiltered. You know, I don't want to talk too much about this bottle because they are absolutely correct. I would score this 92 for sure. I totally agree with everything they say about this bottle. It's so good. These are so good. They're great, great picks. All of these uncut, unfiltered. Maybe they have their own offering, but all of the ones I have are store picks. They are phenomenal. They are just so stupid good. Blue Note is killing it. They're absolutely killing it. I like their other stuff too. Not as much as this stuff, but the main kicker, it's Kentucky sourced. Price, $45 for a cask strength bourbon. That not only is a cask strength bourbon, it's cask strength bourbon that tastes good. So by all means, keep doing this. They're setting like the new trend of, cask strength bourbon doesn't have to be start point $60. No, we can sell it for $45. How about that? Love it. Absolutely love it. This bottle's delicious. Blue Note's killing it. Totally agree. Here we go. Here's another one. Barrel Vantage got a 95. It scored a 95. Price 90. And it's, again, a blend. They blend pretty much like everything. Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. A blend of straight bourbon whiskeys finished in Mizunara. Who would have thunk? A Narcanson doesn't speak friggin' Japanese. I don't know. French and toasted Americano. Maybe this, again, here we go with the availability thing. Maybe this is a bit easier to come by than I am thinking. I haven't tried it, so I can't judge it completely. So maybe this one is really good. Leave a comment down below if you've gotten this far and you've tried this. Let us know what you think of it. My main issue with Barrel is a lot of their stuff is, like, everything starts at $80-$90. There's not a whole lot of, beginner ground. It's just you have to go all in. So it's kind of scary to jump in and to let me try something new if it costs $90. So it's my really only complaint with Barrel. I've had some of their other barrels released this year, like the Batch 33. Fantastic bottle. It's so good. I think it stands out from a lot of batches. Again, it's still in that price range. So I don't know. I'm hopeful that this one's really good. I'm sure the Mizunara is very unique tasting. I don't know. So they ranked it a score of 95, rank 3. So That's crazy. But what's crazier, this is where things about to go off the rails, because I started off bad, we started talking good, and now we're here. Jack Daniel's Bonded got a score of 97 points, ranked number 1 whiskey on their list. I have this bottle right here. I have it right here, and we're gonna pour it. And I'm gonna give you my score, and I'm gonna give you my rank, because I simply refuse to believe that this bottle right here got number 1. There's no way. It's so obviously not number 1 that it starts making me question, like, is Jack Daniel's, did they pay you? Like, there's no way. There's no way. And I get it. I get everyone's palates are different. I get it. You're gonna like things, but come on. This page is obviously run by real whiskey drinking people. Like, this is legit. This is a legit place. And this got number 1. It smells good. Not gonna lie. I like it. It smells really good. It tastes like Jack Daniel's Single Barrel, which already exists. Would you score Jack Daniel's Single Barrel a 97? And I'm not talking about the barrel proof, I'm talking about the 94 proof. This is like a semi-flatter. In fact, there's less notes going on with this bottle than the regular Jack Single Barrel. It's more proof, so and it's cheaper, it's $30, but what's going on with it is less. It tastes good. If you like Jack Daniel's, you're gonna really like this. I do really like this. I think this fits a perfect niche. This is like Jack Daniel's step into the mid-range stuff. So we're used to the Jack number 7 being the budget. We're used to Jack Single Barrel being the higher end stuff. Where's the in-between? Here they go. They filled the in-between. Is this the best bottle you can get for $30? I get it. I get what they're saying with the whole availability price, all of that stuff. But again, man, some of those other bottles are just totally not available. Did this get like 50 extra points because it's so available? If that's the case, then just what's the point of the list? The triple mash that was released with this bottle is better. I think it's better. So, and even then, you could do the argument of, well, that's your list then. But guess what? That wouldn't be number 1 either. Let me just drink some bourbon. Let me cool down. There we have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of these guys' list. Let them know what you think of the list. Just comment down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? How you would rank these? Like, where would you rank that number 1 Jack Daniel's Bonded? You know, is that in the top 20 to you? Let me know. Again, I'm your boozcaster, Trev Wilson. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe on your way out of here, guys. And until next time, I'll see ya in the next Booze News video.